Damien here of the Massachusetts UFO Filming and Research Team, MUFART for short. I had a very interesting UFO investigation last September. I went out around 7 p.m. This is the only one I've ever been able to get away with when my parents are home, when I do it around that time, weirdly. I looked up at the night sky, and for, the first 20 minutes, nothing out of the ordinary happened. I looked around, I didn't notice a single strange thing. And then I looked straight up, and I saw these 15 of these objects, all looking the same, slowly moving across the sky in the direction of my street. Okay, and these things looked not like planes, not like helicopters, not like meteors, not like satellites. These were really high up, and they were visible right above me. And they had, besides two of them, the rest had no identifying lights on them. They were completely white, there was no blinking lights on them at all, and they moved way too slow to be a plane. Although I guess planes could move so slow, but these things were moving very slowly. We're talking about this speed. I still haven't identified them. I don't know what they are, and it's really frustrating because the film footage I took of them was useless. The camera didn't pick up on them, and I tried to enhance it, and it didn't make a difference. A couple of things I thought of is they could be satellites and they could be meteors. Well, I debunked satellites right after the investigation by looking at Heavens Above, a site that tracks satellites, and there was no satellites in our area that day, at that time, that could account for them. So I'm thinking maybe these are meteors. Maybe I'm wrong, these aren't UFOs. But I looked at a site about meteors, and 2012, right around October 27th when this happened, there's a couple of articles about meteors. California meteorites, some others. The 29th, San Jose, California. If you do a search for it's pointless. I can't get a search of this, but I saw these on October 27th. So I go to 29, it mentions meteorites in California. Then on the 26th in October, it mentions meteorites in Japan. England is also mentioned in another article on the 24th or something. Absolutely no reference to meteors being seen in our area in Massachusetts at all on this site. So satellites have been debunked, meteors have been debunked, but the only thing it could be is either a test plane or a UFO. I don't think they're balloons. Why would they have 15 balloons in a row flying over our house? There were 15 of these things. Two of them had lights, which is the weirdest thing. Two of them had airplane-like lights that I saw briefly. These things were high up. Some of them were above the cloud line. Other ones were right below it. But they were silent. They didn't make a sound. So I'm curious what these things are. I mean, I don't have an explanation for them. If anybody else has seen something like that, let me know. But these things move really slowly in the sky, stayed in the same exact path. All of them had the same exact trajectory, at the same exact line. They weren't at different trajectories at all. They weren't seen at different places in the sky. They're exact same path for each one. Exact same direction, exact same placement in the sky, exact same speed. I never explained this. They didn't make a noise, which is even weirder. And only a few of them had weird flickering lights. And they also varied their cloud coverage. A few were above the clouds. I could tell because the clouds blocked the view of them. Some were beneath the clouds, so that I could see them even though the clouds moved over them. So I'm like, what the hell are we dealing with here? I don't know, but this is a very interesting UFO sighting, and it's the most UFOs I've seen in one time. I saw these in a 10-minute stretch. 13 in 10 minutes. I've never ever dealt with anything like this, and I don't think I ever will again. Just a very weird experience that night last year in October. probably the most weird UFO encounter I've had in the last few years, by far.